I think I may have lied. It's a little less than 5 minutes, but I'm so excited to bring some of these people who brought the world of Shiz to life. I want to start with the Drama Desk and Outer Critics Circle Award winner. He plays Bach. Please welcome Ethan Slater. He is here, I promise. By the way, this is who my nephews were so excited I was meeting today. They don't understand anything about what I do, but when they heard Ethan Slater, they know exactly who he was. Ethan Slater? You got applause, I swear. You got when I first said your name. This is Ethan Slater. Also joining us is an actress who's been doing musicals since age 8. Believe it or not, this is her feature film debut as Nessa. Please welcome Marissa Bodie. You have to get a legend to play a legend. Please welcome Jeff Goldblum. We have a Laurence Olivier Award-winning actor. He recently earned his first Emmy nomination, and oh my God, can he dance? That's really him. Please welcome Jonathan Bailey. Songwriter, actress, and I'm sorry, but probably the greatest Saturday Night Live host of all time. Please welcome Ariana Grande. And we have a Tony Award winner, 2-time Academy Award nominee, who just broke all our hearts. We all knew she's amazing, right? But I don't know if we were prepared for how amazing she is as Elphaba. Please welcome Cynthia Erivo. Now we can begin. I don't know, John, I don't know if it's my place to say it, but
where am I?
In addition to the world seeing your baby, now, you had a baby last night.
I mean, my wife had the baby, and I was there to support her. And while I'm watching the live stream, yes, little Stevie Sky, too.
Oh, that's amazing. Are you still wearing your hospital bracelet?
Yeah, I gotta go back. My wife's there. I gotta get her out of there later tonight, and she's like, go forth, go talk somewhere else, not here. Not your movie.
Yeah, you missed your own premiere.
Yes, but I had my other premiere.
Well, this is actually an audience of your fellow SAG actors. So I'd always love to go back to the beginning and ask, how did you get your SAG card? What was the job that brought that card to you? I know some of you are British, so this might be...
It's true, yeah. My SAG card was on Widows with Stephen Queen and Ryan
Debut?
That was my film debut.
Oh my god, did they tell you it's all downhill from here?
I know. I mean, I thought that was the peak, to be honest, but I was wrong, for sure. Yeah.
Ariana, are you?
I think it might have been Don't Look Up. I think it was recently.
Yeah. Because you've been performing for a while, obviously, but that was...
Yeah, but that was my first time in a film, so that was...
Wow, your first movie and right out of the gate a SAG nomination.
Yeah.
This is easy.
I was an extra on Secret World of Alex Mack and Nickelodeon. You can see me in the background. I was a soccer player. It was great.
I knew you looked familiar.
She forgot about Nickelodeon.
I forgot 6 years of my life. I forgot
6 years of life. 6 years of life.
Oh my God, sorry. Yeah, no. word.
Jeff, for you?
First movie I ever auditioned for, I was freak number 1 in Death Wish.
Yeah. Marissa, I think you have a great answer to this. This is what a great one for it to be for. Ethan, for you?
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure, but I feel like it was Law and Order SVU.
Probably.
I think it
Law
was.
and Orders.
I mean,
How many of the, as a New York actor, how many of the Law and Orders have you done?
that's the only one I've done, but it felt like I was joining an illustrious group of theater actors who had played various roles on that show.
Well, you're not really a Broadway star until you can put in your bio, Law and Order.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't done it.
Oh no.
What happened?
I'm sorry. You're gonna be a Broadway star.
I guess the timing didn't work.
We're gonna have to take it back. Damn.
All that work for nothing.
Jonathan, for you?
Mine was Fellow Travellers 2 years ago.
That's amazing. So you'd already done several series and been working for years. That was the one.
That was the one that took me over to Toronto, so Hollywood North.
I love that. Well, again, look at you all now. Congratulations on a wonderful movie. I think I speak for so many people when I say thanks for not messing it up. Cynthia, I mean, obviously, we all knew you were going to be amazing, and you've played some iconic roles before, Harriet, The Color Purple. Was everything in that always interested you? I don't know if Wicked was going on while you were on, The Color Purple, and you were kind of like, maybe you could duck into that for a night.
Wicked was going on. I saw it first when I was in London and knew the music before I'd seen the show. So when I saw the show, I think it's the thing that made me think, oh, I could probably do a musical. I think I might enjoy doing musicals. But that particular role has always stuck out to me. But I just didn't know if I would ever be asked to do it on stage. So I was like, if it ever becomes a movie, that would be really cool.
You manifested this.
I did, yeah. And I've never said that to anyone else because I always think, is anyone going to think I'm crazy for asking that of the world? But I was like, yeah, if it's a movie, I would love to do it.
No, it's not. It's crazy for me to say that. It's not crazy for you to say that.
Good. Yeah.
And Ariana, you've been acting and performing for most of your life, but I have to imagine Glinda was like anything else. What did it mean to you to land this role, and how did you prepare? Was it different from anything you've done before?
I mean, definitely. There were so many reasons why I wanted to do this, but I definitely wanted to earn it. That was kind of the most important thing. So vocally, it's very different for me than what I usually sing. So I started training every single day with my vocal coach, Erivo, like 2.5, 3 months before my first audition, and my acting coach, Nancy Banks. And I just wanted to be prepared to use any tool needed, like whatever was asked, I wanted to be able to drop in and do it and really become her. So I kind of gave my everything to it and paused everything else, and I just really wanted it, but I knew it had to be earned, and I knew that if it didn't come my way, I respected it, and I wanted to know that it was going to be where it was supposed to be because of Joan Chu and Mark Platt, and I knew it was in the most loving hands, so I just kind of worked as hard as I could and let the rest fall into place. I do think, though, if it hadn't happened, I might have ended up in an insane asylum. So there's that. It's a very different experience than anything else, for sure.
I mean, I don't think it's any secret that every actor was coveting these roles. And John, I know you saw some extremely talented actors.
Yeah.
What was it about this combination that spoke to you? Because so much of the film depends on your relationship. And like, based on the truth, was there a chemistry read? Because the moment wow.
No chemistry.
You were going on faith?
I mean, I didn't purposely do that. I just brought them in enough times, and I was like, I understood that we had seen so many alphabets, and everyone was so amazing, but there is a certain thing, we could not make this movie if you didn't find the right alphabet Glindas of this moment. And you could feel it, and I was ready for someone to take it from my hands, take it from my responsibility. And when Cynthia first came in, it was later in the process. I had seen so many people, And she came in, and I was expecting Cynthia Erivo coming in with the dress and the thing and the
That was the
icon. She comes in in jeans and a t-shirt, having just sold out the Walt Disney concert hall the night before. She comes in there, and we're in a small room in Burbank, and she starts to sing Wizard and I. And the moment she started going into it, she felt like a little girl. And I was like, that feels like what I felt like in a dorm room at USC, dreaming about being a filmmaker one day. And it was just so transcendent of anything that, of course we know, defying gravity, she's gonna kill it. But when she did it, it was wounds. It was every word cut. And I love that. And amazing, yes. And when Ari came in a weird way, she had a giant wall to climb over, the Ariana Grande of Ariana Grande. It was it's a giant wall. In my mind, I'm like, does she really know what it takes to carry a movie? Does she know what it takes to be inside a character? And she came in, and I couldn't believe what I was watching. I was like, she's not talking like Ariana Grande, she's not standing, like even in the waiting room. By the way, I was outside in the parking lot and she drove past like 14 times, 20 minutes before.
I didn't know he could see me or hear me.
He
He was like, who's blasting One Short Day?
But she came in and she transformed. It felt like a discovery. And that was really exciting. And I brought her, I was like, no way, I'll bring her again. She came in again. And this time she didn't have the Ariana Grande stuff, the things. She came in, and it was almost unrecognizable. I was like, she's the most interesting person in the room. No way, let's bring her in one more time. I gotta bring her in. We brought her in, and that time, she lived Galinda. I love someone who could play, and she was no longer playing a part of Galinda. She walked in, and if I put a chair in front of her, I'd go, Galinda, jump over that. She could jump over it, and it would be like, yeah, that's what Galinda. I felt like I was meeting her Galinda for the first time, not Ariana Grande, and to me, that was what we needed in this movie. And when I see this, I think people are going to discover these two women, even though they think they know who they are, they're going to see something they've never seen before, and I'm so excited about it.
Table read, or did you? Was that
No,
my house?
was at her house.
On my floor. We just sat and chatted, and it was kind of. What did you talk about? Everything. We talked about everything and nothing.
Anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
But
we
we-
just did it over. It was easy.
Yeah.
Easy.
We had like berries.
Yeah. Some carrots.
Popcorn.
Water.
And we just giggled and, you know, I felt an immediate safety.
Yeah.
And we kind of made a pact to really take care of each other.
To be really honest with each other.
Yeah.
To make space for each other where we needed it.
Were you at all intimidated though? Because that's Cynthia Erivo.
I know. Of course I was. I was so
You're going to her
nervous.
house.
I know. I'm here bootleg on my desktop. No, literally, I love the performance. I was shitting my pants. But she's just the warmest human being, and we were just so open immediately with each other, and yeah, I think that promise that we made to each other and how we kept it and how it strengthened along the way is one of the things that we're proudest of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of the best things are things that you haven't seen. The way we
Take care of
function
each other.
together, take care of each other. That's one of the biggest things that I would take away from this.
That's
Yeah.
fantastic. Jonathan, I feel like Fiora's almost a third wheel in this relationship. And I've been lucky enough to see you on stage before, so I know you can do anything. But I was so blown away by your work here, and we're just gonna spend the rest of our time talking about your dancing through life choreography. That is you.
That is me, but it obviously comes from the mastermind of Chris Scott, who's the choreographer. He's amazing. You know, there's certain opportunities that come your way, and this one is not only to share it with all these amazing people, and obviously meeting John and having the conversations around, you know, when it can be overwhelming to be working with Cynthia and Ari and Jeff and Ethan and Marissa and John, but when the approach to character was as deep and as nuanced as John was willing to go, with, you know, something like Piero, actually the learning of the dancing became sort of grounded in something else. So, but yeah, it's amazing that you could come away from a project like this with extra skills like opening books with your little toes.
Did everyone show up on set those days when he was doing the dance? Because I would just want to watch.
Oh, yes.
It's a really special moment in the film because actually I feel like everyone comes together at that point. Obviously, Jeff is being kept in the wizard's sleeve, as it were. But we're all there in the room, and it was a very special. I wouldn't have been able to do it with everyone sort of, guiding you on, and the 300 dancers that we had, which were, they were knockout. So yeah, the energy was wild.
And you would even see grips like dancing after and then humming it to themselves, going to their cars.
I want to see the BTS because I need to know that he didn't nail it perfectly every time. I need
Oh,
to
but he
see
did.
Oh, he did.
You'll be very disappointed to find out. It's perfect. There's nothing. No, not once.
Sliding on books, real books. He's sliding across, and he has to live this.
I think there was a few restitching of the groin, and also what you can't see. Paul Taswell, the costume designer, is, I think we can all agree, incredible. And with his experience in theatre, he also approached the costume design in a way. The shoes were made to look incredible for Fiera and to hold the posture, but also to dance in. But I also overheated in that costume so extremely that I had tubing underneath, and I would plug into an iced bag of iced water that would be pumped around my body to lower my temperature. And at some points I was seen sort of running around naked, like a little toddler, because I had to change completely because I was so hot and bothered. But it shows in those moments that how much work goes in from all departments to make a dance number like that possible.
John, please release the BTS.
So it's coming. Exclusive on Target and Walmart and Target. Use my coupon code. Hashtag wait a second.
Jeff, everyone knows you're such a talented musician and actor, and you seem made for musicals, but I don't think you've done one, at least on screen, since Earth Girls Are Easy.
I think I know what you said. Is this the first musical I've done in a movie?
Yeah.
Like sung in a movie? Yeah.
Had you been looking for one to showcase your skills?
Have I been looking for one?
Yeah.
No. Just came upon me. I jumped for joy. That's all. I've had experiences with musicals on stage a little bit here and there. I play a little music, but no, this was just a fantastic, over the rainbow kind of discovery.
What usually draws you to a role? Is it the people involved, the material itself, or sometimes it can just be the script? Were you familiar with Wicked before this?
Oh yeah. I loved the movie, of course, in a big way. I saw Adina Menzel and Kristen Chenoweth when they first were on Broadway. I was crazy about that, cried my eyes out of that. Fantastic. I knew it.
Yeah.
I was crazy. Oh, and what draws me to a role? Well, many things. There are many boxes that we know we need to check. These days, and over the course of these decades, I've come to put the director at the top of the list. You can't be good unless the movie is good. The movie can't be good unless the director is good. And in this case, what a shining example. There are 100 and 1,000 ways to make this into not such a great movie, right? Somebody else could have done it. But it's your responsibility mainly and your credit for making this as some have said, masterpiece that it is. That's a tricky thing. And we could have done our best actors can do, okay, but if the movie doesn't work, it doesn't work. Or if we're not used well and then edited well and helped a lot by a lot of things that is his responsibility, it's not going to work. So that's the main box you want to check. So that's all I want to say for now.
You heard that? You said to them all.
I did, yeah. So thank you, building thanks.
Marissa and Ethan, you both have these massive theater backgrounds, but you're fairly new to film. I'm sorry, Marissa, I keep saying it, your film debut. I can't believe it, not just because you're so good, but you feel so assured and confident in this. Can you talk about sort of how you came to the roles, but also, did the stage prepare you for the screen? How are they different? How are they similar? Did you have to, learn that you don't have to project to the back row when you're on film?
Yeah, my audition and my self-tape came a lot later. And
And when I saw it in my email, I definitely was like, oh my god, this is wicked. I'm gonna put my back into this. And yeah, I feel so lucky and privileged to be a part of everything, and for this to be, like you said, my main breakout role, and also to be the first ever authentically cast disabled Nessa. That means the absolute best. I guess in terms of from the stage to movie, I did go to a performing arts college, which we learned a lot about the difference between stage and film. So I think I had a bit of technique already on the back burner a little bit, and so I definitely took that with me. Definitely read in between the lines of the script, so I could take those subtleties and really put that into my character and really think about the thought process of my character. I journaled actually as my character, just to fill in the blanks that may not have been written in the script, and that was also very helpful.
And Ethan, for you, what was that? I mean, you were on Law and Order, but what was the learning side?
Yeah. No, I think it's funny because it feels like an obvious thing to say in some ways, but the audience is just really different when you're on stage versus on film. And when you're playing to a house, you have to play almost as though the person in the back row is your scene partner. But when your scene partner is right in front of you, you can just play to them. So I think that it didn't feel like a shift in. A lot of people talk about it as big or smaller projection. It was just easier to play to the people that are nearby, even in moments where you're singing, even when you have the heightened sort of musical theater thing happening where emotions are so big you can't say that you have to sing that. You can just sing it to the person in front of you. And fortunately, again, kudos to John and everyone up here. Like, our scene partners were across the board the best in the world and just so generous. So singing and having a scene with Marissa felt really easy and calm, and I didn't have to worry about the back of the house. But I will also say that being a part of the theater community and coming into Wicked, it felt like a really big benefit in a lot of ways because it's such a big part of what created my sense of musical theater and my sense of storytelling. And so I had the privilege of being good friends with like 15 people, 5'7" or so, who have played Bach before. And I got to sort of take from them and like by osmosis, like sort of feel what their versions of Bach might have been over the years. And then like let go of it and forget that ever happened so that I could play Bach on my own. And I think a lot of that had to do with my experience in the theater community.
Yeah. Well, and this set feels like such a community as well. It feels so immersive. I mean, so much went into making this world look phenomenal. How much did it help you all as actors to put on those clothes? You know, to like really lock in the characters, but also be on those sets that are just they're so immersive, and you look around, you know, and you see the world of Oz. That how much does that help you?
Yeah.
Oh, hello, so much. I mean, I think the detail. I met John Chu for. It's always talk about this, John, but I met you for a chat about before I was invited to play Fierro, and when I say that the vision of the film was so realised in his head that he's talked through the first 10 minutes of storyboard. He'd storyboarded the film. There were all the textures that Paul Taswell was coming up with even then. This was months before we started filming. That there was such honesty and truth and detail in the work of all the creative departments. So when you're then arriving on set and you're wearing that and you're experiencing it and you're touching it and you're dancing on it, and you know, even the books that I carelessly threw and kicked, there were incredible little chapters written about the history of witchcraft and munchkins, and I think it only adds to the honesty and the truth of all performances. You know, obviously particularly the two girls, but that all comes from Mr. Chu. And it's, again, once in a lifetime, I think, opportunity, and it's just the experience of it. I mean, I watched Charlie Chocolate Factory growing up, and all the big, realised set films, and the wonderment that I experienced then, I experienced every day on set. And it's all on screen. How good is that? It's great.
The books, are there actually books like written, like we could get them somewhere, or again at Target or Walmart?
There's no detail that is not taken care of. So the books are written in, the that water that Glitter sails in on, that the boat comes in on, that's real, it's not CGI, it's actually a moat that's in the whole entire school, yes. And I know you think like, oh, how do you build a river around a built? Well, John, to make sure that happens.
Planted 9 million tulips.
9 million tulips. Like, so the set is the set. It's a world that was built for us to exist in. The classrooms are real. So that wonderful moment where the windows close in Dr. Dillerman's class, that happened on set. So I watched the windows close and can like be amazed by what's happening around me, and we have all those little detailed things, my wand, my broom, my hat. There was such wonderful collaboration that we could help design the thing that we were going to be holding on to for such a long time. So I knew that I wanted like the top of my broom to look like a hand. I knew what kind of roots we wanted to look at. He sent me a million pictures of different roots and trees and plants that could make sense, and that's what we made them out of. And we saw the first bottle, and then we could see the second. That's how detailed every single thing.
And it's the mangrove root, which when they merge together, they turn into one. So far that scientists have a hard time to decipher the DNA, whether it's 2 roots still or 1.
Right.
And that's what we thought was really helpful in that.
That's how detailed it is.
But I'll tell you the reason why, and it comes back to this cast here, is that I feel like we made a deal with them. We made a deal with actors of this caliber. I disagree with Jeff that it's up to the director to make these performances. I've made films with my friends, and I cannot make their performances better. I cannot. Actors are the co-authors of this, 100%. And it goes back to our discussions about what the seeds of this, of our approach for this movie was, which is an examination, and we have to get to a reality. What they did was they met the characters of where they're at. And what I mean by that is the reality of a place that doesn't exist yet. And so we went back to what is Oz. That's how far back, before the characters. What is Oz? And what are the traumas of Oz? What has it gone through? What are the people like? What is the little engine of courage that is ready to rise, but is not quite ready yet? And what do these characters, and that's why we showed Shiz University to have a history with animals. That's why the emblem falls off and you see the animals behind it, which we'll get into there. And it's why we show the deserts outside of Oz where we haven't traveled before. It's why we show the frogs at the bottom and why we show the skies as high as the elevation that we can get, because we wanted to see the areas of Oz, our dear friend that we've known our whole life, but we didn't know. We didn't know. And these people decided to take pieces of Oz and get to know it because their characters were going to live in that. And yes, the songs, the dance, it's great, but it doesn't actually connect unless you know where these characters are living in this place. And I found that so helpful for me that we all made that agreement. And so when they saw it, I knew I was helping them get there because we already had that conversation. When we set the dorm room, we know she needed to place where the things would be for her, and she needed to put the things in and place it where she needed to put for her. Fiora needed to have the horse that he had on Bridgerton because Jack is his horse.
Never worked with animals or children unless they're called Jack.
But that's, I think, when their characters are, it's misleading to say the songs are great and the things are great and it's very flash. It's the little things. It is the silence in the Oz dust. It is the silence in defying gravity when you're saying goodbye and not saying it. It's when he offers to turn her skin green and she doesn't take that offer. Instead says she wants it for the animals. To me, these are the things that everybody does that I just, every day was like treasures, digging them up and getting it in my little camera and going home and be like, I got that. And they brought it. I never dictated that. We just knew what we were trying to go for, and they would every day bring magic to it.
Were they singing a lot on set? Just because even in Jeff, you're going to be also jealous. They just broke into a song backstage, spontaneously. I got to see that. I didn't film it. I wish I had. But was there a lot of singing? Because I think you're all theater kids at heart.
Yes.
Yes.
It was an absolute nightmare. Constant.
But you two are going to release a spin-off album, right?
Me and Jeff?
Yes.
Ethan and I,
Yes. Absolutely.
Sorry, what were you singing? It was Sentimental Man, that's what it was. Yeah,
You forgot for a second.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I was a theater kid too. We were all you know, I was deeply in love with it, got the bug, and used to write on my shower door, please God, let me be an actor, and then I wipe it off every morning, you know, so this is a dream come true. And I disagree with myself a little bit. Yes, you're the top, the director is the tippy top, and we couldn't have done it had you not, you say you didn't dictate it, but you transmitted very sophisticated, in the height of organic, beautiful, deep, complicated, real acting so that we could do it. But you cast this and yes, I was remiss, you know, without Nathan Crowley doing those sets, and Paul Tazwell, the costumes, and Miles Brooks, and everybody else, but this cast, yes, no, I was remiss, you're right. This movie doesn't work unless you cast those two women who give, as you know, it was almost they give performances for the ages, the all-time greats. Fantastic. No, you need all of that, but he's the director.
Jeff Goldblum is the greatest hype man in history. So I just want to say I'm so glad there's more to come, and thank you again for this beautiful experience. Thank you all for being a great audience.
Hold it up above your head. Can you take a quick photo from it? So she's got a camera right here. Hey, John.
Sorry. Okay, there we go. Here we go, John. Sorry. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh my God.
Do you want to get one?
How are you doing? So nice to see you. Come here.
Can you get my friend Tiki right here?
Yes, darling.
Here we go.
Come here.
That's good.
I think we got it. Okay. Hello, my darling. Hello.
And you were fabulous. You were so good.
You're so sweet.
You look so sexy on camera. You did. You looked hard.
Tiki, I can get you the better angle. I got the angle. Thank you so much. I appreciate it so much.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Congratulations. Can I get a photo? Of course.
Oh, it's there. I didn't see the camera. Which one? Up my nostrils.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Of course. Thank you so much. Of course.
Sorry. John, congratulations to you.
Thank you very much.
Hey, John.
Thank you so much. So you want this for your mom?
John,
I will.
and then can we lean this way? Thank you.
Yeah.